I guess let's start with something. Let's start with the first question that comes up the most. Like, what server should I play on? High population versus low population. My friends are going here, but I get lower ping here. Well, my first piece of advice is go with your friends. Whether it's high ping or low ping, I recommend go with your friends. The ping difference won't really matter that much, whether it's like 60, 70 ms. I recommend just go wherever your friends are or the community you want to be with are, just go there first. But if you have options, if you don't have any friends, Sage, go to lowest ping server. Go to lowest ping region. Okay, I feel like with the 3 regions available, just go to the lowest ping one, man. If you don't have any friends, just lowest ping one. This whole NA West versus NA East thing is so overblown. I think NA West is going to be a fine region. It won't be as popular as NA East, that's for sure. Honestly, I think the market will be comparable. The market might be a little less active. There's going to be a little less accessories, enchanting materials, skins, all that stuff. But look, it's not a big deal. I really think in the long term, like this game is going to be so big that both regions are going to be popping anyway. So EU is going to be a Giga Chad region. It's going to have incredibly active region with so many people to play with. They're going to have like this nutty economy. I think that economy is probably going to even rival the KL server's economy, to be honest. Get friends before playing Lost Ark. Well, boy, do I have a solution for you. Join Gumballs today. Scroll up and you'll see the Discord. Are markets connected to regions or servers? Good question. What is region-wide? Okay, what is region-wide? This is better. What is region-wide? First off, auction house. Auction house broker. So first thing first, the auction house and the broker is region-wide. So if you want to go low pop server, you're not going to be disadvantaged in any way at all by going to a low pop server. You'll have this access to that same auction house or broker, whatever you want to call it, as any other server within that region. So you'll be fine. What else is region wide? Matchmaking. Matchmaking for PvP and PvE is region wide. So you can match into anything, like through the matchmaker or even through Party Finder. All that stuff is region wide. Instant content, of course, instant content. What you can't do is you can't keep your unranked PvP together. You have to be in the same server for that. So that is where you can't matchmake together. We can do like a dash here. So Abyss Dungeons, Legion Raids. Can you do Chaos Dungeons cross region? Can you actually make a group for Chaos Dungeons? I've actually never done that. You can? Okay. Chaos Dungeons. But no one does this, by the way. Really. It's kind of inefficient. Right, of course. So, names. So, region-wide. Not server ban. I guess if you come from, like, World of Warcraft or whatever, you know, in World of Warcraft, when you make a character on a server, and you can see that same name in the wilderness, but they'll just have that server name attached next to their name. That doesn't exist in Lost Ark. Yeah, names are region-wide. So, combined with the naming restrictions in place by AGS, because of their archaic database system or something, whatever's going on there. Yeah, there's going to be a limited number of names, and that's going to be a big cluster fudge. I can't think of anything else. Oh, so carries, bossing, selling and buying. Also region-wide. It's far easier to be on a... So if you want to do a lot of bossing, so carries, selling or buying, it's far easier to be on a high population server because you can simply just send gold to the people on that server. But you can't send gold cross server. To send gold cross server, people usually use the auction house by putting up a cheap item, say like a gem or something. And the person wanting to receive the gold will put up a gem for a cheap price and they'll tell that person, listen, just find this particular gem I've set for a specific price. Pay me that much by buying that gem. So that's how carries are done cross region, it's cross server, but it is a bit more convoluted. So this is where being on a high population server is beneficial, okay? If any of this matters to you, then, I mean, this doesn't really affect like whether you go to a low population or high population server, but like, you know, all this stuff, bossing, doing PvP, PvE and matchmaking, all that stuff doesn't matter. You can be in any server. Also, Makoko chat, cross server chat. Makoko chat is this thing, cross server chat. Oh yeah, for some reason I was kicked out of my one, like, because they did some patch. But yeah, there's like a global region chat you can be a part of. Just imagine there's a chat room there. My friend set up this chat, but for some reason a patch came out and then it kicked us all out. So I never got invited back. Okay, what is server dependent? Is esports dependent? So GVG. So if you're interested in GVG and you want to find a community, or you want to find a less or more competitive GVG server, then yeah, high population versus low population is very dependent on GVG. Is that like new player chat? No. It's just a chat room you can set up for cross server. So you can chat with people in-game cross server. Is the ping in this game a big problem? Unrelated, but it depends. PvP, yes it is. If you have a high ping, PvP is a problem. In PvE, I think the game is playable up to like 250 ms, but problems start to rise around 200 ms, but it's still playable at 250 ms. I'd say that's the upper limit. That's my opinion. GVG server dependent. Queuing, unranked PvP with people. So that's server dependent. You can't queue unranked PvP cross server. You can only queue unranked PvP with people on your server. Open world events. This is like everything, right? Open world events, islands, Chaos Gate, field bus, etc. Can't do any of that. Also life skilling. That's server dependent. So open world events, so islands, Chaos Gate, field buses. In my opinion, I don't think any NA West or NA East server will ever get so bad that there won't be enough people to do islands, Chaos Gates, and field buses. It might be an issue, but honestly, it has to be really dead for that to happen. Even like 4 or 5 channels is enough. 4 or 5 channels, which is like basically instances of players, I think is enough to complete these events. So, I mean, it may happen. If it ever gets that bad, they'll probably do like a merger or like a free transfer. So don't worry too much about this. I think low population servers will probably be fine. So life skilling also. Obviously, low population servers are going to have a much easier time. On high population servers, nodes are going to be very, competitive. A lot of people going for the same nodes, especially spoilers, archaeology. It's very popular to make gold. Just leaking that out there. That will be very competitive on high population servers, even maybe medium population servers. But I think in low population servers, you're going to be having a good time, honestly. What else is here? Of course, guilds. Right, guilds itself. I mean, that kind of links back with guilds. Guilds are server dependent. You can't join guilds cross server. Anything else server dependent? I'm surely missing something here. Oh yes. Treasure maps, chaos maps, that is server dependent. If your buddy's got like a stack of legendary maps, but he's on another server, tough luck. You ain't getting these maps. You ain't joining his map rotations. Get wrecked. Yeah, that's server dependent as well. Channel dependent. No, not going down. We're not going down to channels. I'm from Turkey. Can I ask what is a good underwear brand to use for Lost Ark? Bonds. Queuing as a party into anything. To clarify, you can do guardian raids, you can do every single activity cross server, but like if you just make a party in the open world and you go to queue for a guardian raid, that won't work cross server. I think that's everything. Can you queue with specific people from other servers within your region? Yes, you can. You can be invited cross server within your region. Yes, you can. I get invited all the time by my friends for raids. Yep. So you can be invited cross server within the region as long as they have your name. It's instant like that. There's no extra steps. You don't have to add them to friends or anything. You can just do /invite so-and-so from the other server. You don't even have to specify the server. You get invited. I should have put party finder here. Yeah, to clarify. Party finder. Yeah, so the party finder is region wide. Oh, custom lobbies. Custom PvP lobbies. Also region wide. So you can do customs with your buddies in any server, but you can't matchmake with them with unranked PvP cross server. Can't do that. So I hope that helps. Let's tie this up together. Let's tie it all together. Should I go to a low pop or high pop server? Play with your friends. This is my first answer always. Play with your friends /design community. Okay? If you want to do this stuff. Okay. I think it does make the game a little more fun if you can do open world events, if you can do life scaling and treasure maps, queue and invite your friend, see them in open world. I think it does make the game a little more fun if you can play with your friends. It really does, just a little bit. And even be in the same guild and like be able to chat with them and stuff. I think that's really cool. I always say this. If your intention is to join a high population server because you think you'll get into activities easier, like Legion raids. What? I put Abyss Dungeons twice? Who did this? I'm going to say Abyss raids. If you're into Abyss Dungeons, Abyss raids, Legion raids, carries. It doesn't matter, dude. You can get a high pop server or low pop server. Now, coming back to the carries part, selling buses and buying them, yes, going a high population server does make it a bit easier. It's not straightforward as just being on the same server. Like you can't just send them gold. You got to like do that little deal to the auction house, send them like buy a gem from them, whatever. But it can be done, so it's not an issue. You can do anything. So if you want an active matchmaking group finding, low pop is not an issue. If you want a life skill, recommend you go low to mid. The less people there are, the less competition there is for life skilling. Treasure maps, chaos maps may be a little harder to find on low to mid servers. Treasure maps and chaos maps, since they're server bound, yeah, it's going to be a little harder to find groups for that, to do rotations. If you ever played PoE, people do those map rotations. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit harder to find people. So that would be one, sucky thing. What I do? If you're on low skill. That's right. I did a chaos gate the other day on JP, it was slow as heck. Okay. Well, that's JP. JP doesn't count, dude. JP's Omega dead. Maybe South America might end up like that, but... I mean, I don't know too much about GVG, but competitiveness, yeah. So that might be a factor for you if you want to go to a certain server. What an excellent question to round this up. Do you think West will be fine as a region? Yes, it will be. Okay, don't worry about this whole NA East versus NA West thing. I think there's going to be so many players playing this game that we're going to see massive queues on all 3 West servers maybe. I know Volton will have queues, 100% probably. Maybe. So look, number one thing, if your friends are playing East, if they're all playing East, bucket, just join them. Screw it, just join them. I think I recommend this. Just always be thinking about this, okay? Everything else doesn't matter, I think. In the long run, nothing else really matters except maybe if you want to do a lot of live skilling, then maybe find a lower pop server, actually. And also, avoid queues. Don't join mega servers because it's the place to be. Because it really isn't. With everything we just talked about, it really doesn't really matter if you go on the mega servers because you can do all the important things with everyone in the entire region anyway. Yeah, it's whatever. It's a small discussion anyway. I think it's a small subset of people worried about it. Stoops the betrayer. Anyway, I think that wraps it up. Thanks for listening, guys. That was a bit of a scuffed discussion, but there it is.